Hi everybody, Tom Guy at the Guy Group. Hey, today I'm going to walk you through the home buying process. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in your life. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or bought and sold many homes, here's some useful information to help guide you through the process. Before we get into the details, let's talk a little bit about who represents who in a real estate transaction. In Oregon, there are three different types of agents. There's a buyer's agent who represents the buyer, a seller's agent that represents the seller, and a disclosed limited agent that represents both the buyer and the seller. At the Guile Group, while it's legal to double end a transaction, we don't represent both buyers and sellers in a single transaction because we feel it's difficult to try to manage and represent both fairly in a transaction. So let's talk a little bit about how much does it cost to use a buyer's agent, because a lot of times this is unknown to people that are buying a home. It actually costs you nothing. The buyer's agent is paid for by a fee from the seller when the transaction closes. So a couple other things to keep in mind. If you're looking at properties like new construction or homes that are for sale by owner, make sure that you've got somebody that's representing you in that transaction, that's negotiating on your behalf. Now, getting into the process itself, an important first step is an initial consultation meeting where we're going to sit down and put that roadmap together for you to get into that home. We understand that buying a home is a process, and we work with people that are anywhere from months to years from being ready to buy. But the sooner we can have this conversation, the better, because it's going to help people learn more about the process and be ready and armed with information so they can buy when the time is right for them. So we're going to discuss the process. We're going to determine your priorities and needs. We're going to look at things that are important to you, like home type and features, neighborhoods, commutes, schools, recreation, all these types of things are to impact where you may want to buy a home. We're going to talk briefly about financial options, and it's also your opportunity to interview an agent to make sure you've got a good fit. So next steps, let's talk about financing in property searches. Financing is a super important early step in the process. You're going to want to consult with a mortgage professional to understand what products are available for you. So there are a number of them out there. Some common misconceptions out there are how much it really costs to get into a home. A lot of people think you need 20% more down to buy a house, and that's simply not the case. There's some products out there available to where you can get in for as low as 3 or 5% down, or if you're VA, for example, you may have an opportunity to get in with 0% down. So super important step here to get pre-approved so you can understand what products are available for you, how much it's going to cost, and when we are ready to write an offer, we're going to need to submit a pre-approval letter with it. So important to get this step done early. So now the fun begins. Let's find that right home. So the best place to look is online, as you probably already know. But just know that there really is no magic sauce out there. Every website out there is pulling from the same place. They're all pulling from the multiple listing service. So whether you're looking at Zillow, Redfin, our site, or others, they're all getting their information from the same place. So we're going to work together. We're going to set up some listing alerts. You're going to have the opportunity to save some favorites, and we're going to talk together about the homes that you see and what you like and don't like. When it comes time to the showings, we've got several different options out there. So we can actually start the process by doing some virtual showings where maybe you can look online. If there's a link, you can do a virtual tour through the website itself. As agents, we can also set up other virtual showings out there using things like Zoom or FaceTime, where we can walk through the home virtually together and you can ask questions as we go through. Then of course there's in-person showings where you can get a final look of the home and feel and understand how it looks. So now that we've looked, we've found that perfect house, it's time to write an offer. So what do we do? As an agent, I'm going to put together a competitive market analysis for you to show you a reasonable market value of the home. We're going to look at things of similar homes that are active, pending, and sold to determine what a good value is. Then we'll sit down together and work out the details of the offer. We'll talk about things like price, financing, down payment, closing date, personal property, and more to structure this offer. I will write the offer, we'll submit it, and we'll negotiate on your behalf. The great news is now the offer has been accepted and we're under contract. There's a lot of details here and a lot of timelines. Things are going to happen in a very timely fashion. Our team is here to help manage these timelines for you and guide you through this process. Some things we're going to talk about early on about the process. You're going to have earnest money that's due, and you're going to pay that to the title company. The title company is going to hold that money and apply it to your down payment. Earnest money in the state of Oregon, anyway, is typically about 1% of the offer price. So if you're buying a $400,000 home, you're going to write a check to the title company for $4,000, and they're going to hold it until the transaction is ready to close. Some other contingencies that are going to happen throughout the transaction are things like seller's property disclosures, where they're going to supply you with information that they know about the home and any issues that they know may have been a problem and how they fixed it. You're going to hire a home inspector to come and look at the major systems of the house to determine if anything needs to be repaired or replaced. The title company is going to work and make sure you have clear title to the home. And your lender is going to be working on a couple of things behind the scenes, making sure that the home is, the financing is going through. The home needs to appraise for the value that you offered for it. So your lender is going to send out an appraiser to make sure that it has the value that we're offered. Also, you need to be able to qualify for the loan throughout the entire process. You already did your initial qualification, but this provides you some additional insurance as you go through the process. Say something happened to your financial position from the time we went under contract till the time you're ready to close. You lost a job, for example, or something changed in your job. If you no longer qualify for the loan, it gives you an opportunity to exit the transaction without penalty. Here's the flip side of this is, remember, if you also do some things that impact your credit throughout the transaction, say you buy a new car or go on vacation, this also would impact your ability to pay back the loan. It may impact your ability to qualify. So no new cars, no vacations until it's time to close, after you close. So now that we've done all this, we're getting ready to sign, close, and record. Congratulations on your new home. Now we're ready for keys. If you have any questions about the process or would like more information or to schedule a buyer's consultation, we'd love to hear from you.